the Selenium and Java part. Then we will introduce the TestNG framework, which is actually used in the organization for automating or for as part of your framework thing. And we will create our own framework based on TestNG, and it will be a data-driven framework. We will also see page object model, page factory model concepts. So here we have two frameworks as part of these sessions. First framework is about TestNG, where we will see different combinations using page object model, getting the test data from Excel files, multiple things around this. Second framework is BDD or Cucumber, if you have heard the terminology. I am just introducing you to the BDD or Cucumber as part of the sessions. Okay, so just think like it will be a 2 or 3 hours of sessions only. We will not be covering Cucumber or BDD in depth.
Right.
Question same on this. Anyone, if you have any other expectations or see anything is missing as per your expectations?
I think so. You
And
cover most of it.
okay, so well then I'll start with the topics. We'll start with the basic concepts, or basically the some theoretical things today, and I'll help you with installing, how to install and set up the Selenium as part of the sessions today. Okay, and one more thing, so today and tomorrow we will have a class for only 1 hour, because I don't want to run it with the course. We are starting with Selenium. You need some time to grasp all, learn all these concepts. We will go slowly, and then we will have sessions maybe from next week or 2 hour sessions. Okay. Okay, so can anyone tell me anything about Selenium that you heard? Guys, go on mute if you are not speaking.
So if you are not speaking, could you please put on mute? Mute.
Yeah, now it's better. Thank you. Can anyone help me or let me know what you know about Selenium? Anything that you know?
Yeah, Selenium, like basically it's automation tool with which they like you need to know language as well. Like most of them they do use Java or Python in it.
Hmm. Okay, that's right. And something like why it is very popular at the moment and not some other tools?
It's a freeware tool, right? So like it's an
Uh,
open
it's
source
not
tool,
a paid one; it's a free one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a open source tool. We
and
don't need to
and
pay
also
any.
like yeah, and also
Yeah.
like we can automate through the web application, and as well as like we can automate the database side through Selenium. It is possible.
Yes, we can automate that. The only limitation for with Selenium is we cannot automate our desktop-based applications
Okay,
or
okay,
a
yeah,
thick client application. We can automate web-based applications. We can automate your something related to your emails. We can automate your database testing. All those things is possible.
okay.
Okay. Okay. I'll go to this. So why Selenium is so popular? The major reason is it's an open source tool. Okay, it was initially developed by ThoughtWorks. It's an organization which initially developed Selenium in 2004. It was not very popular in initial years, but later on they make this tool as an open source tool, and after that it actually started getting the popularity. Another important features of Selenium is it supports different operating systems. So you can run your scripts on Windows, Linux, Solaris, Macintosh, any operating system, and you can even automate your mobile applications. Again, on mobile, it can be used on Windows or iOS or Android. It supports all the operating systems. Okay, another important feature of Selenium is you can automate your scripts on any of the open browsers. Okay, so you can use IE, Chrome, Firefox, Mozilla, any browsers, And let's say if we have created a script that works on one browser, ideally 99% of the same script works on other browsers also. So your script is not browser dependent. Okay, it's independent of the browsers.
Right.
And it supports 6 programming languages. So it's not about only Java, it supports C#, Java, Perl, PHP, Python and Ruby. All 6 languages are supported with Selenium. As part of our sessions, we are only focusing on Java part.
And Ankit,
Okay,
I have
the only limitation that, yeah,
yes, we can install in like Mac, right? There we can install, right, Selenium.
yes, you can install in back. Okay. The only limitation with Selenium is it's basically used only for automating the web-based application, and I cannot automate our desktop-based applications. Something like, let's say, Skype. It's a desktop application. It's does not have a web interface. I cannot automate these kinds of an applications using Selenium. Any questions on this? Anyone? Shravya, I still need to remember your, so I cannot call you out with names. I'll take some time to remember it all. Anand, Shravya, I guess is not in a call. Manpreet,
Yes, sir. It's up clear.
all correct? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Deba as well.
Okay. So another important next topic is basically we say Selenium it's a tool, right? Maybe if you have heard somewhere we all say it's a tool. It's not basically a tool. It's a set of tools. We have multiple tools inside Selenium. Okay, so mainly if I focus on the current or latest versions, there are 3 tools. Forget about this one, I'll come to this later on.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 tools: Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid.
Great.
Okay, I'll just introduce, I have given the complete theoretical parts here. I'll share the notes after the session. I'm just explaining you the important topics here. So what are the important things here? Okay, Selenium IDE. So it's basically a small tool which basically helps you to record and run your scripts. Maybe if someone have worked on QTP, in QTP there was a facility to record and just play back. Okay, it's not used anywhere, it's only for the learning purpose. It's a very vanilla product. We don't use it in any of the organizations as actual part of automating, because it's a, I can only record the scripts and run it. I cannot put any kind of a logics, like if I want to put or verify any conditions, or I want to put a, let's say I want to run something in as part of your loops. I cannot these kinds of logics line. Okay, so we are not going to talk, or we are not going to learn about IDE anything in this session. It's not work. Second topic is Selenium WebDriver. From first day of your Selenium classes, we will be using the Selenium WebDriver. This is the most important tool inside this Selenium tool suite. Okay, using this WebDriver only, it's possible to automate anything and everything which is available on your browsers. This is the most important part in Selenium. Okay, Selenium update. Now let's say you want to achieve a configuration like, Tim, please go on mute if you're not talking. Yeah, thank you. Selenium Create is a tool. Let's say you want to make a configuration like you have 5 systems. Okay, you want to run scripts on all the 5 systems, but you don't want to go and run or schedule the scripts manually. Okay, so basically you want to create a configuration from one system. You want to control all the 4 systems. Let's say you have 100 test cases to be executed. You divide the test cases of 20 sets. 20 test cases executed on machine 1, 20 test cases on machine 2. So to do that kind of a configuration, this Selenium Grids comes into picture. That's the only purpose of Selenium Create. It is not required as part of your automation. We will also see a small example later on in our classes to see this Selenium grid concept actually working. Okay. So ideally, to automate the scenarios, to automate our test cases, the only test tool that we need is the Selenium WebDriver. Clear, team, on these three tools: Selenium ID. What's the basic overview of this? Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So team, just you can, if you have any questions anytime, you can stop me and ask a question. Okay, don't wait for me to ask the questions. Okay. So at the moment, this version of Selenium is Selenium is recently launched a latest version, 4.1, I guess, but it's still in alpha. Okay, the latest version is something 3.9. So what happened before Selenium 2.0? There were four suites of four tools inside the Selenium. From Selenium 3 onwards, sorry, from Selenium 2 onwards, they have merged two tools. Selenium Remote Control and Selenium WebDriver, they have merged these two, and now we only have everything in as part of your Selenium WebDriver. If you are using an older version, less than Selenium 2, then you will see there will be four parts of Selenium. And hence I have mentioned it, it's now depreciated. Okay, what was the purpose of this Selenium Remote Control previously? Uh, okay, I'll tell you in some layman terms. Before running my scripts previously, I had to start my server. Okay, if I will not start my server, my Selenium scripts will not work. So you can think this as kind of a server. I have to go start my server manually, and then only I have to run my scripts. Now there is no such concept. It's completely automated, and hence they have included everything in as part of your Selenium WebDriver. Now it's not dependent on your server or any such kind of a thing. Okay. And we will be working on the latest versions of Selenium, which is 3.6 or 3.9. We'll see what is the latest version. Any doubts, team, on this?
So most of the companies are using the latest one, right?
Yes, exactly.
That sound
So obviously it will be 3 plus. No one will be using less than a 3 because many things have been enhanced from the previous versions and in the new versions. Even in previous versions, your old browsers or few of the browsers are not supported. But with Selenium 3, mostly all the browsers are supported. Next is the automation lifecycle. I'll just cover this concept quickly. Again, it's a theoretical part, more like your manual life cycle. So like in a manual, we have different kinds of a life cycle, maybe a waterfall life cycle, agile or V model, right? Similarly, for automation projects, we have a different automation life cycle. I have just taken this as a generic example. So it might differ based on different organizations or different companies. This is just a generic life cycle for automation. Let's assume a new project is coming in your organization, okay, and maybe uh, as a lead or as a test manager, you are asked to do the automation of that project. So how actually an automation project starts in any of the organization? First, we have to do the feasibility analysis. Feasibility analysis, like you have to first see what is the technology on which the application is developed. There are n number of tools in market. Which project or which product or tool you want to use for the automation? Which programming language you want to use? Whether you want to go with Java, you want to go with Python. So all those decisions needs to be done at initial phase of your project before actually starting the automation. And this is done by your project managers or technical leads. Second comes the test tool selection. So here, let's say as part of your first phase, you have selected a Selenium and you have selected the Java, right? In second section, you will focus on what is the framework that you want to choose. You want to choose a TestNG framework, you want to choose a Serenity, Cucumber, VB, or something else. Again, you have to compare, you have to see what is the best suited as part of your project. You have to do analysis of that. Based on your decision, you will go to the next step, wherein which is the determining the scope of automation testing. So obviously we cannot automate all the test cases, all the manual test scripts. What should be the priority in which you want to automate, or what is the severity of your test cases, right? Let's say you have 100 test cases. Which test cases you want to automate first? Which are the critical ones? Which you want to automate and which you want to exclude as part of your automation life cycles? So all those decision again needs to be there, and this again needs to come from your team leads or test leads. Now from your next phase, actually your automation or actual execution or creation of script starts. You are planning, designing and developing your frameworks and automation test scripts. You will execute your scripts, and these last three steps are recurring steps. So every time there is a change in your application, you have to go and modify the script, then again you have to execute it, and you have to do the maintenance of your scripts. So last three are recurring steps until you have that project or it's going in your organization. Clear, team? Any questions on this? Anyone?
No, sir.
Yeah, it's clear.
All fine. Okay. Now we'll actually move. I wanted to cover it quickly because I want to move to the Selenium part. It's a theoretical things and you can see it yourself. Okay, last topic is pending. I'll just introduce you to some other tools which are available in market and which are again popular. First one is QTP. It's provided by HP. So demerits of all these first three tools are, these are all licensed tool. I cannot download it and use it as part of my actual organization. There is some free trial versions available. Let's say for QTP, I guess it's 45 days now or 1 month. You can download it and use it as a trial period for 1 month. Okay, but as you cannot use them in your projects or as part of your organizational projects. So first is QTP, which is provided by HP. Second product is Rational Report, which is provided by IBM. And third is Coded UI, which is provided by Microsoft. All these three tools are also popular in the market. It's not like only Selenium is working. Okay, next is obviously Selenium, which is an open source tool, and there is one more tool. It's a small tool, AutoIT. In our next few examples or next sessions, we will see how I can basically integrate this AutoIT with Selenium also. Okay, so I'll take an examples of few scripts or simple scripts of AutoIT and see how I can integrate it with Selenium to perform few of the operations which Selenium cannot do it.
And Ankit, I have one doubt. So, like currently in market, like my company suggested us to like use the tool like Cypress.io, something like that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is also related that for end-to-end testing tool, right? That is
Yes.
also okay.
Cypress is basically it's based on Selenium only, but it's
Okay.
a JavaScript tool. So
Yeah.
the
Okay.
programming language that it uses is the JavaScript.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very popular at the moment, Cypress.
Yeah. They asked us to like implement that, but currently that's a like it's not a freeware tool, right? So they are planning.
Yes. Yeah, it's all these are open source tools at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Chalo. Now coming to your next session. Okay. Before that, just let me know, are you all having Windows or some other operating system also?
Ankit, I have a Mac, but at the moment I don't have a laptop. I told right last week we discussed right. So I will be having the laptop on next session only. Next Friday only the laptop will be receiving. My laptop has been damaged, so so next week only I will get the laptop.
Yeah, that's fine. But I just wanted to hear because I'll give the configurations based on your current configuration. So where you are going to configure the Selenium.
Yeah. Okay. I'm using Mac. Okay. Mac.
You will be using Mac only later on also, right?
Yeah. Later also Mac. Mac. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Anything apart from Mac and OS? Mac and Windows?
No, sir.
No,
Windows.
Windows I got Mac and Windows, but I'm using Windows for now.
Okay. So configuration is mostly same. Only few steps will change. I'll tell you those steps. So we start now. Okay. How to download and set up a Selenium? It's a basically 5-step process. Okay. First, you have to go and download the Java and .jdk. This is the link. And again, remember, you don't have to download the latest version. Latest version is having some issues with Selenium. So download this Java 8. I'm using Java 8 as part of this. Okay. Now, based on your operating system, you just have to go and download the version. Let's say I'm using Windows. You have to download this version. Okay. And for Mac, you have to download this version. And you have to download two things. There are two things in Java. Remember one thing, until we will start our Java part, okay, I'll give you the terminologies. You just have to remember the terminologies, okay, different terminologies, and we will discuss all these terminologies in when we'll start the Java part. So while installing Java, there are two things, JRE and JTK. Okay. You have to install both the from this same link. You will get a JRE. Most of the systems already have it. Okay, this is the JDK, and top you will get the JRE also.
Can you share the link of this website in the chat so that we can click on it and open this up?
Yeah, I'll share this document also, man. All these things are available in the document.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so first part is this: how you can verify that your Java, once you have installed, it will give you an exe file. Okay, on Windows, you have to run that. After executing it, how you can verify your Java is set up properly or not? In your C drive under program files, search Java. For me, there should be two things available, JDK and JRE. Okay, if both the things are there, that means your Java is successfully installed. You can also verify the same thing by opening the command prompt and running the command java-version. If you are getting an output something like this, that means your Java is installed properly. Okay, again the command is given here, how you can verify that Java is working fine or not. Clear on the first step? So first step is I need to install the JDK or JRE. I can get it from this link. Second step is to write my automation scripts. I need to have one IDE. What is an IDE? Again, I'll come to that later on. You can get, I'm using Eclipse as a IDE here. You can download it from this link. Again, it's open source. Just download the latest version. It will give you the exe file again. Run that exe file. Okay, and while running it, you have to use the second option. So remember this thing: once you launch the exe file, on the second page there are multiple options like which Eclipse you want to install. There is some second option which says end-to-end execution. You have to install that option. It's actually installed for me, so I cannot show you those steps at the moment. Okay, but if anyone is having any issues, just WhatsApp me and ask me whenever you are doing an installation, like which option you want to select. Okay, clear, team, on this one, second part?
Yes.
Yes.
And once we download it or install, it will automatically create a shortcut on your desktop, something like this. Double click on this and it will launch the Eclipse. This is where we will be writing our automation code. Okay, once you launch it, it will ask you to create a workspace. This is nothing but think it as a folder where all your projects will be saved. So just give any folder location and click on launch.
Could you please share that URL, Ankit, so that we will note it down? The Eclipse download URL.
You will get it all these things when in the document. I'll share
Okay.
this document at the end
Okay.
of the class.
Then fine. Then fine. Yeah.
You will get all the notes, all the things for all the sessions. It's not only
Okay.
for this session.
Then no problem. Then no problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So once this is installed, you have to launch the Eclipse. I'll show you how it will look like. It's launching for me. Okay, let me just close all the things and I'll show you how it will look like for you when you will open it for first time. It's time for me, give me a second. And prerequisite for this is Java should be installed. Okay, so go step by step. Don't directly go on the second step. You will not be able to launch the Eclipse if Java is not installed or if there is no JDK. Okay, for the first time when you will launch this, it will look like this. Okay, you have to go to the project explorer. This will be empty for you. These are my projects. For you it will be empty. Apart from this, all these things will be same. I am just closing these projects. Okay, now again you have to remember the terminology for now. In Eclipse, how I can create any project or how basically I have to start with the automation. So since I am working with Java, the first thing is I have to create a Java project. Remember these steps in a sequential way. First thing I have to create is a Java project. Inside my Java project, I have to create something which is known as a package. Okay, and inside my package, I have to create a class. Inside my classes, I have multiple methods where I have to write my code. This is a hierarchy that I am following at the moment. ठीक है, again just remember the terms that I'm using: package, class, methods. What is a package, what is a class? I'll come to all these things again as part of your Java sessions. Okay, how to create a project? So first step is create a Java project. How I can create a new project? Go to the file, click on new, select project. I am working with Java. Here enter Java, select this option Java project, give the name of your project. I'm saying Selenium test. Only this first option is necessary, every other things are optional. Just give the project name and click on finish. Okay, this is something how your project will look like. Can you see this Selenium test that I have just created? There are two things which are there at the moment, something now called as a JRE system library, and second is my SRC. I'm not sure what is this, just remember or see how is it looking like at the moment. Clear on this step, team? Anyone want me to repeat it?
No, sir.
Now second part is I have just created a Java project. What is my second step? I have to create a package. Right click on the project that we have created. Again go to new, and from here you have to select a package. Give any name to a package. Let's say I am giving the name as Selenium, and just click on finish. Now this is how your Selenium package will look like. Second step, my third step is to create a class. Now you have to right click on this package. Again right click on package, go to new. Now you have to create a class. Select class. Let's say first Selenium class. Here you have to select this option also. Select this checkbox, public static void main, and click on finish. Okay, so I have done with my 3 steps Java project. Inside Java project I have to create a package. Inside a package I have to create a class, and inside a class I have to create a methods. Okay, so this is nothing but a method which is automatically created because I have selected a checkbox when I was creating my class. Inside this method I have to write my code. Here I'll write my code. Clear team till this point? Anyone, any questions, any doubts, anything that you want me to repeat?
So the code we're gonna write in the curly brackets, yeah?
Yes, we have to write the code in the curly brackets for now. Again, I am using the terminology for now. Later on, we will move our code to different places also. But initially, for minimum next 2 or 3 weeks, we will be writing our code only here, inside the curly brackets.
Right.
Okay, team clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, I'll move on. So now my next step is I want to verify whether my Java and Eclipse are working fine or not. Okay, I can see that just by running a simple program, I'll write some line. Okay, again for now you have to remember this method. There is no other option than remembering it. Okay, just remember this syntax, or maybe I'll copy it for now that you can use it. I'll explain you later on. Anything that I will write inside this curly brackets, right? Double quotes. It should be printed if everything is working fine for me. Let's say I'm saying I am learning Selenium and Java. I am done with my initial program. So what will happen now if I run this program now, or if I run this class? Okay, something or this thing which I have written inside my double quotes, this should be printed as a output. This is the output of my class. How I can run my program? Can you see this green icon at the top? Just click on this button. Once you click on this, you have to go to the console window. You are getting that output which I have written inside my code, right? That means your Selenium and Eclipse are configured properly and it's working fine. So you are done with the 2 steps. We have not yet talked about Selenium. It's only that we have configured Java and Eclipse properly till now. Okay, you can write anything inside double quotes. It's not like you have to write this thing only, but this thing needs to be same. You cannot change the syntax or anything for this. And always remember one more thing, Java is case sensitive. Okay, so if S of the system is capital, I cannot make it small. If O is small for this OUT, I cannot make it capital. Language. Okay, let's say I'm saying my name is Ankit. Inside your double quotes, you can write it's just your string value, what you want to print. Now if you run your program again, it will print this line. Clear, team?
Yes, sir.
Now we will go to the third step, which is how to download the Selenium. Now I'm coming to the Selenium part. Again, this is the official website for Selenium. Go to this website. Go to downloads. I'm working with Java, right? So what is the latest version? I can see it from here. This is the latest version for Selenium, but it is the alpha version. So they have not yet released the full version for this. What is the stable version? 3. So I'll be using the latest stable version for Java. I'll not be using the alpha version. How I can download it? Go to the download section. Once you click on this, you will get a jar file. You will get a zip file like this. Now this step is not dependent on your operating system. It's same for all of you. Okay.
Right.
Open this where it's downloaded. You have to unzip this folder. Okay. Unzip it and I'll unzip it here. The important part here is the jar files. I'm not bothered about any other things. Can you see there are 2 jar files here? And inside this libs folder, there are 5 jar files. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in total, there are 7 jar files available. Right? What I have now to do is I have already created a project, but I have to give a configuration so that this project can use this Selenium files, right? I have to give a linking between these two things. How I can give a linking for this? Right click on your project. Maybe you can, anyone can take a screenshot or write these steps. It's not in that document. Right click on the project, go to build path. From build path, you have to go to the configure build path. In configure build path, you have to go to the library section, third one, and you have to click on this button, add external jars. After you click on this button, browse to the location where you have downloaded your Selenium. So there are total 7 jar files, right, that I have just showed you. Select the 2 jar files which are available outside first. Click on open. Again click on add external jars, go to the same location, go inside libs folder, select all the 5 jar files, click on open. So here you will see 7 jar files which you have downloaded it. All the 7 jar files should be here. Click on apply and close. You are done. Please just give me a second.
And basically, I just start recording as well, so I just record the thingy so that I can check it
Yeah.
something if I got it. Yeah.
Yes. I was seeing that, else I would have started the recording. I basically share all the recordings with you. So if you are doing it, that's fine. Everyone will get this recording.
Yes, that's gonna be benefit for everyone.
Yes, I do share these recordings for every session, because if let's say you are doing a practice after few days, you forget few things, then you can go back to the recordings and see it again.
Exactly.
Okay, clear till this point? How I can so what there were 3 steps. First, I have downloaded my Selenium from this website. I have unzipped my folders, and then I have configured that Selenium with my project. Now, how I can verify that it's configured properly? Do you remember when I created my project initially there were only two things, JRE and SRC. Once you have configured your Selenium, you will see this reference libraries folder also, and here again you will see the 7 jar files which you have just included. Okay, this is the setup that we need to do for Selenium, and this is the only step that we have to do. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Team, just give me 10 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so we have configured our Selenium with our project. Okay, there is one more step, and that's the last step. Forget about this third step at the moment. It is not required for now. I'll come to this later on, and hence I mark this as in green. It's an optional step for now. You can leave this. Okay. Last step is, again I have to go to the same website of your Selenium for all the browsers on which I want to automate my scripts. Every browser gives me a support that okay, you want to automate using my browser, then you have to download one exe file for each and every browser. Okay, let's say I will be working on Chrome today, so I have to download a exe file for Chrome browser, and again I have to use that as part of my project. How I can find that? Go to the browser section on the same link. Here you will find support for all the browsers which are popular. Okay, I want to work on Chrome. I'll go to the Chrome driver. Now important part here is this depends on the version of browser which we are using. Okay, so before downloading this Chrome file, you have to see what is the version in your system which you are using. Go to help about Google Chrome, verify what is the version in your system. So for me it's 80, and it's updating something, so I think it will update the latest version. Just let it update, then I'll verify, as my script will fail. So and if you have not disabled this auto update, it will automatically update your Chrome. Okay, so I'm using the latest version which is 80. Now which Chrome driver file you have to download, it depends on the browser version. If you are using the 81 version, you have to download this. If you are using the 83 version, you have to download this file. And where are the other files? Where are the archives? They have changed this website.
Sir, on the right there are download version sites. Yeah, here, yeah.
Version. No, they actually gave a direct link. It's not here at the moment. Okay, I'll get it from here. You have to click on this download, and here you will see all the versions. Okay, for me it's version 80, right? So I have to download this specific exe file. Again, it will give here it depends on different operating system. For me it's Windows. If it's for your Mac or Linux, you have to download that specific exe file. This is the only difference in terms of your Selenium that you will see. Every other thing will remain same. Okay, I have to use Windows. Download it. Again, it will give you a zip file. You have to unzip it. Okay, that's it. I have done. I have downloaded a exe file. Now we'll see how to basically write a script. A small script we'll see. Okay, and for initial few days I'll be taking an example of this website. This is a dummy website just for practicing the automation part. Later on we will move to some live applications like OIPPO or Amazon. Okay, it's basically a portal wherein I can do a shopping, I can select my products, I can do the purchase and all those things. Okay, e-commerce website. So we will take this example for now. So what is my initial step as part of my automation? Let's focus on first manual test step. I want to launch this website. I want to perform a sign in operation. So I'll click on the sign in button. Then I maybe let's say I have to enter my email ID, password. I need to click on the sign in. Right, this is what I need to do as part of my manual step for one of the test scenario, that is my login. Clear, team? We will not go to till that point today. We will only see how I can launch my browser and how I can navigate to this particular URL using my Selenium. We'll only see this part today. Okay, I am in Java. To comment any line, you have to use the // and if you see this line will be converted into green. This is how you can comment any line. Comments mean now this line will not be executed as part of your automation script. Okay, now remember in your Selenium suite I told you from first day you will be using Selenium WebDriver. This tool we have to use, right? So how to use it? Now again you have to learn the syntax for now. I'll help you understand the things later on. We have to use WebDriver. Driver is equal to new. I want to execute my scripts on Chrome driver. So here I have to write Chrome driver. Okay, and I am using a terminology here. You just have to remember the terminology and syntax for now. What I am doing here is I am creating an instance or object of WebDriver class. Okay, what is an instance, what is an object, what is this WebDriver class? Again, I'll come to these things later on, else it will be confusing for now. Remember, you just have to write a line in this way. Again, everything is case sensitive. So in Chrome driver is C is capital, it has to be capital. You cannot make it small. Okay, and important feature of this Eclipse is if anything is wrong in your scripts, okay, can you see this red mark here? This red mark signifies that there is some error in your program. So it will automatically tell if you have misspelled something or something is wrong in your program. Now using this name can be anything. It can be XYZ also. But apart from this, everything for now, remember it's also same. Okay, I'll not confuse you for now. There is a method inside this driver to launch my website. Driver.navigate.to. I want to launch this website. I have to give this URL. That's it. So this is the 2 line of code that I have to use. And what it will do now is it will launch my Chrome browser and it will navigate me to this particular website. Let me run this code, and this code will not work at the moment. I wanted to show you the error message. It will give me an error. Again, any error or any output that you will see is always you will see in this console window. And again, important thing of Java language is it gives you the error messages very much similar to your English language. Okay, so if you try to read this error message, you will be able to actually get it why you are getting an error. Can anyone tell and read this error message and think why I'm getting this error?
The path you have not set correctly or what?
Yes. So I have told you that I have to download the browser exe for each and every browser. I have downloaded it. It's at this location. How will my script know that it is at this location? It will not know automatically, right? That means I have to give this path inside my script. Clear? How to give the path? There is again a method in Selenium Java. System set properties. Okay, I have to use this method, and there are two arguments. Again, what is an argument? I'll explain you later on when we will go to Java, or maybe in your next session. I have to give the complete name of the file, including the extension of the file. So if you will see, the extension will be .exe. I have what needs to come in this first part. You can get it from here, webdriver.chrome.driver. Now I'll again run my program. Now it should work fine. Now you will see a browser being opened, and inside that browser I'll navigate to this particular URL that I am passing.
Okay, exe. Okay, right.
Yeah, because I am using on Windows, so again this will change if you are using it on Mac or Linux.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so line of code.
Yeah, one
Easy.
more doubt. Like we can call that the URL. We can give it to driver dot get URL, right? Something like that. We can get.
Yes.
Yes, that is also we can call, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So I'll come to all those things. Why they are two things? What's the difference between these? So there are multiple commands here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, browser commands. I am just explaining you this command at the moment, driver.navigate.to.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll be seeing all the commands here. Not today, maybe in your next session. Okay. So can you see your browser is launched and you are navigated to one website? So if you see in terms of lines of code, it's not much, or you don't have to write much line of codes. But yes, maybe what is the most difficult thing that you might face is how to remember these things, right? So believe me, if you'll write these things for 5 times, you will automatically learn it. But yes, initially it will take you time to learn all these classes name, what is the syntax for this, but then gradually down the line you will be able to do it. Any questions, team? Anyone on this?
No, from my side, clear.
Anyone?
Yes.
Okay,
No, sir.
let me show you few more things here. So can you see at the moment when I executed my script, my browser is still open. Ideally, after, let's say I'm running 10 test cases, I am launching my browser before each and every test case. That means at the end of my test case, all the 10 browsers will be open, right? I want to close my browser using my automation scripts. How to close a browser? Again, there is a command directly, driver.quit. You can use this command. So it will navigate to this URL. After navigating to the URL, it will close your browser. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the title of this page, or what we call as a title? What is the title? This part that you see at the top, right?
My store.
My store.
Yeah.
This is known as a title of your any of your page in your application.
Application.
If you will navigate to any other page, maybe the title of your page. Now this is the title of your page. So it will change based on which particular page you are there at that particular moment of time. I want to capture this title of the page as part of my automation scripts. How to capture this title of the page? Again, there is directly a method where I have a dot get title. I will come to all these concepts tomorrow. Okay, I just wanted to show you a few functionalities today. I'll explain you this, what is this title, what is this bit again tomorrow. Now if I'll run this program, what is happening actually, just remember the flow. I am launching a browser here, right? Once browser is launched, I am navigating to this URL. After navigating to the URL, I am fetching the title of the page. I am printing that title of the page, so you will see this title of the page in the console. After printing that title, I am closing my browser. So I am performing multiple steps, and my script should do all the steps sequentially. So it launched my browser. I am navigating to the URL. It should have taken the title and it has closed my browser. So this is what it has printed as the title of my page. Clear team, any questions, any doubts on this? Anything that you think it's difficult, it's easy, how you are feeling it? It's complicated.
Complicated.
Okay, yeah, I initially it will be complicated. Okay, that's why I'm saying for initial few sessions we will be going slowly. Once you are once you'll get some syntax, how you basically, you are also new to this Eclipse, right? How to run or open something, how to run your scripts from Eclipse. Once you are familiarized with all these things, it will be easy. And believe me, automation is very easy. It's not very difficult. What the difficult part is Java.
Okay.
Selenium is very easy. For your reference, I'm sharing this line of code. Maybe till tomorrow, try to set up your machines and try to run this particular class. Try to launch a browser. Try to navigate to a URL. Okay, if you face any issue while installing it, while running your program, you can WhatsApp me. Don't wait for your sessions tomorrow. Okay, you can pin me before your sessions also over WhatsApp.
All right.
Okay, any questions, anyone?
Yeah, Ankit, I have one question.
Yeah.
See, like, so like, if you want to like, will be an expert in Selenium, we have to like understand that Java it's a core and advanced level, right? Or like it's
Yes.
a like basic Java is enough.
Basically core Java, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Advanced Java is basically something that we don't require as part of a
Mm,
Selenium.
okay.
So advanced Java is Hibernate, right? Struts. We don't use those concepts in Selenium.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
concepts of advanced Java we use, like your collections. We need to know the collections, and it's a very big topic. So if I'll go and teach you every part of collections, it will easily take a month for me to teach. It's a very huge topic. Okay, so I'll just help you understand the basic thing. Okay,
Mm,
so
mm,
that you are familiarized it, or at least if you want to learn it from others also, you want to have a complete expertise on that, then
mhm.
you can explore and you can learn it. I'll make you that much comfortable.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, as part of your core Java, every concept is covered. So I'm covering all your OOPS concepts, what is a class, how to create a class, how to create an object, what are the different ways of an object, abstraction, inheritance, all those concepts will be covered.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, any questions, team? Anyone? No, then maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Let's keep it till here today. Okay, at least try to configure your systems. That's the initial steps, because if you are not doing that, then you can't practice anything. So apart from Anand is having some issues with his laptop. Just try to complete everything that we have discussed for now.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ankit. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Thanks, team.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah.
Tomorrow also we have same time, 8 to 9:15 approximately. 9:15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, team.
Thank you.